As he said, my name is Ron Hammonds, and I am a preacher, but don't hold that against me. Okay? I wasn't born a preacher. There are a few things that I have done in life that have given me a great respect for people that I find to be exemplary, just exemplary, ordinary people. I've known Heidi Thiess and her family for about 15 years. And through those 15 years or so, I have watched them walk through life encountering things that you cannot imagine. And one of the reasons why I so greatly respect them is because of the people I have encountered in my life. Seldom do we find people in positions of authority that have not run across opportunities to compromise and taken those opportunities. But you know as well as I do that both heaven and earth choose aggressive, decisive, and determined individuals to lead the defining battles of life. And that's what I found in this particular family. Not just so in Heidi, but in her whole family. There was a time whenever I saw them meet some difficulties, some challenges, and I don't want to get too personal here because I'm not only their pastor. I still consider myself your pastor, by the way. I don't know if you do or not, but I always will be. But I'm also their friend. I have watched them go through difficult moments, face challenges that I cannot imagine myself facing, and come through these things with their integrity intact, with their heart hurt, with a limp, as it were, but yet knowing the direction that they were going is still the direction that they need to follow. We are past the point in our nation of being able to put up with people who will take polls to find out what they need to believe. We are well past the time in our nation that we can afford to put people in office who are going to allow lobbyists who have special interest groups in mind to determine how they vote. We are well beyond the place in our nation where we can afford to continue to let our morals erode, even within our House of Representatives, as people stand and claim to be telling the truth all the time, knowing that they're lying through their teeth and telling you things that their friends want or that their companies that support them need. I know this family, and I know Heidi Thiess to be a person who is aggressive. She's a person who will not just take a stand, but she will move forward. It's past the time that we can afford to just take a stand on issues. We are needing people who are aggressive, decisive, and determined. I remember at one point in their life, they had gone through a very difficult moment, a tragedy in their family. And an opportunity came up where we needed someone to accept a challenge, to give their life to help some people who were underprivileged. It involved moving down onto the Yucatan Peninsula, onto some land that we had just purchased, about 460 acres or so of land. And it involved us just moving a family there who would be self-sufficient, who would accept the challenges and make the decisions and build something from nothing. And they volunteered. Through the midst of their difficulties, through the midst of the challenges they were facing personally, nonetheless, they stood up and said, you know, we'll go. They put their life on hold for the reasons that you and I both would applaud, to help others, making more than just a living, making more than just a life, but using their life to make a difference. They moved down to Bacalar. You've probably never heard of it. And they moved on to a piece of land that was named Rancho de Siete Colores. The Ranch of Seven Colors, or Ranch of the Lake of Seven Colors, or something. And put together a team of people. And to this date, in respect of them giving their lives, moving there, fighting through all of the difficulties you have in living in a foreign culture and learning a foreign language, in dealing with the corruption. In fact, you know, they had mafia, the Mexican mafia, come and shut them down, roadblock them, threaten them, you know, do things like kidnapping those who came and worked for them. One young lady specifically, against all odds, this family stood in the midst of those difficulties. And when they met corruption, I remember getting a phone call from Heidi, and I'm telling you, she will speak the truth to you. That's one of the things I've always appreciated. And she identified, they found and identified corruption even within some of the people that were close to me. She did not back up from telling me, listen, Pastor Ron, I want you to know that this person, and this person are taking money under the table. This person, and this person they're raising money, and they're not spending that on what they promised they would spend it on. Now, nobody may ever know, but I know. And because I know, I can't keep quiet about it. And it's going to have to change. I stood up and said, yes, you're right. And with Heidi and Andy, her husband, they stood in the midst of such numbers against them, overwhelming numbers against them, to lead the challenge to do what is right. And as a result of this particular family and the vision they had, today we stand here with 252 producing water wells being drilled, serving people. Today there are people who are in Mexico who are 11 and 12 years old that have never known amoebic dysentery, typhoid, and cholera, who would have died, who would not have lived beyond their 1st and 5th and 6th birthday had not these people decided they would give their lives to those who needed something to make a difference. I know them, and the one thing that I can tell you is a vote for Heidi Thiess will be a vote for integrity, a vote for honesty, a vote for a character that will not wane. I do not believe for one moment that she will go to the House of Representatives and begin her campaign for the next election. I believe that without respect to whether she gets elected again or not, she is going to tell the truth and do what she believes is right. Aggressive, decisive, and determined. And believe you me, I know what that means. Someone who will represent the best interest of this district. Let me encourage you, from someone who knows them in a way, in the deep passion of their life. I've watched them meet the challenges. Her husband supports her. You'll get to hear that in a moment. Her family supports her. Her friends support her. And I do not know another person on this planet that I had rather see fighting for me than Heidi Thiess. Even though I do not live in this district, I want you to know I'm going to do everything I can with the influence I have to make sure that everyone I know here cast their vote and vote for you. I believe in you, Heidi. I believe that you were called for such a time as this. It's a long road. It's a hard road. But do not fall prey to believing that success is just a one-step process. Success is more than a one-step process, and success most often belongs to those who are willing and able to endure that process. Make sure that you cast your vote and you give your support to aggressive, decisive, and determined individuals, because we are in a defining battle in the state of Texas. We are in a defining battle in this nation. If this nation survives, it will be a miracle. And God demands that we participate in our miracles. Participate with everything you have. You have my vote, even though no one will see me cast it.